Hi families, this is Christy from Raising Brave Readers, and today we are going to connect writing to reading because everyone wants to do things more efficiently, and this is a great way to do it. So you might be asking yourself, how do I move from connecting sounds to letters? How do I go from reading to writing? My child can read the word cat, but how do I help them to write the word cat? I'm so glad you asked. When we are integrating reading and writing, we're building a stronger neural pathway to learn, store, retrieve the sounds and words, and be able to use them so much more efficiently. So when we are connecting reading and writing together, it is just like your brain is so happy because they're like, finally, an easier way to do something. So today I'm using the book, a Bob book from Collection 1 that hypothetically your child has already read. And I'm also using the Peterson handwriting chant. It is by far my favorite. I discovered it in the last few years. I have always been on a quest for how do I help my kids, my classroom kids, my own kids, to really write efficiently and neatly, because I know that that will help them in the long run in comprehension fluency, in writing fluency, in all these pieces of putting pen to paper. So the first thing you're going to do is to make it meaningful. So that's why I picked a book, and I am picking the word mat because they have read the word mat. They know I'll show them the picture of the word mat, and then we're going to talk about the sounds. We're going to start at the sound level and then turn it into your little handwriting. And so I'm going to have my little paper beside me. You can use a whiteboard and a marker. You can use a paper and a pencil, but you're both going to be doing it. So you're going to do it, and then your child's going to do it. You'll do it together. It's very much a modeled thing where you're teaching them exactly how you want it done. So the word we're going to do today is mat. Can you say mat? Mat. Let's see how many sounds mat has. At. You're right. It's 3 sounds. So let's start with the first sound. You're right. I'm going to write the first sound for This is how we're going to write it. Small down, roll down, roll down. Are you ready? It's your turn. I'll say it with you. Small down, roll down, roll down. Nice job. All right. Mat. What is the next sound in the word mat? Ah. You're right. It is ah. Okay, watch me as I write it. Hook around, small down. Your turn. You're writing the ah sound in mat. Ah. Hook around, small down. And as they're segmenting this word, you want them to be saying the sounds. You want them to be joining you in the chant. At first they won't, but just really encourage them and say it with them as they do it. The last sound in mat, let's do it. At. Oh, I heard your t. Very nice. The last sound is t. This is how you make it. Tall, down, cross. Your turn. At. Ready? Tall, down, cross, t. Your turn. Tall, down, cross, t. Now let's read it back. Are you ready? At. What's your word? Mat. Great job. You can give them a little happy face. You could draw a little mat, a star, whatever you want to do. Let's do a second word. And do this only if your child is just able to do a second word in the beginning. It might be just a 1-word thing. It might be 2 words, and we'll grow their stamina as they grow in their skill. So this time we're going to do the word hot because it also was in our story in this book. And there are a lot of similar letters. So it's not an overexposure to so many letter writing techniques. It's just we're keeping it together and we're keeping it meaningful. So the word hot, how many sounds are in the word hot? And your child will tell you, hot. There are 3 sounds. Let's start with the first one. What's the first sound in hot? You're right. Now watch me write it. Tall down, roll down. And their turn. Tall down, roll down. And the next sound in hot. What is the next sound in hot? Ah. You're right, it's ah. Here we go. Hook around, close. Ah. Your turn. Hook around, close. Ah. Always encouraging that start at the top. We want them to form it exactly the way you are doing, exactly the way the chant is, so that that neural pathway is building really consistently. Hot. Ah. What's the last sound? T. You're right. Tall, down, cross. T. Your turn. T. Tall, down, cross. T. Let's say all the sounds again. Ah. T. What's your word? Hot. Great job. What you want to do is to be encouraging the whole way. The reason we are not writing a letter a different way every time is that would be if you are learning to go to a grocery store and someone gives you a different map to go every single time. You're in a new city and you have to go by a different map every time. It's going to take you a really long time to learn how to figure out how to get to that grocery store. So we're doing the same way every time to build that efficient pattern so that they can really use this sound and write this letter and write this sound quicker than they would if they make up their own way every single time. So pro tips for family. Do short, consistent practice, show them, then practice, then gently correct. If they are starting at the bottom, say, oh, we're going to start at the top. Don't let them keep doing it their own way. This is the time when you're going to want them to do it the way the model shows you, and it is just kind of like a non-negotiable. Pay attention to their pencil grip. You want it to be gentle, not too tight, and one of my students loves to grab their fingers all around super tight. And we have been saying, oh, these 3 fingers, they're usually sleeping. They're just resting. They don't have to hold that tight. Do sounds first. Use lowercase letters because lowercase are the ones that you are going to use for most of your reading. Have fun. You can do this. Both of you can. What to avoid, writing letters any old way and letting them and not correcting it. This is going to be one-on-one super time for you. So it might take 5 minutes, it might take 10, but they're getting your undivided attention. So short bursts and not too long of a session will really benefit. And it's not going to be perfect the first round. Their little hands can't do it quite the same way. They're not going to remember the chant. We're just going to gently do it. Small down, roll down, roll down. And then we'll start adjusting for the size of the letter, for the consistency. The big thing is we want it to start at the top every time and go down. And we want them to follow the chant and say the chant and say the sound as they write it. So remember, I will not get tired of saying this. I say this every day. Top to bottom, left to right. It is the same way that we read books. Top to bottom, left to right. Write your letters the same way every time. Keep it short and sweet. Celebrate all those small wins. There are going to be many. Just keep your eyes open to look for them. I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, please like, subscribe, and share a comment or share with a friend. Thank you so much.